Hi everyone, welcome to Vivi's Corner of the Internet. I'm Vivi, and we need to talk about Disney and their live action remakes. Disney's latest announcement for live action remakes has to do with Hercules and how they want to make it more experimental and inspired by TikTok. Now, we all know that Disney lately has been creatively bankrupt. What do I mean by that? They're just rehashing and attempting to remake the old classics for modern audiences, which in actuality have been failing lately. The latest live action remake they had was with Pinocchio. And look at these scores on Rotten Tomatoes, 27% from the audience, I'm sorry, from the critics, and 29% from the audience. Clearly, nobody wanted to see a remake of Pinocchio. Next up, The Little Mermaid. This is the teaser trailer that was dropped a month ago. It has 25 million views, 1.2 million upvotes, and 3.2 million downvotes. Why is that? They're rehashing The Little Mermaid and making Ariel black. When we all know from canon, Ariel has never been black. But of course, we have to rehash it and change up the character to fit modern audiences, which everybody hates. The majority of people hate or despise, whatever word you want to use, all the live action remakes that have been coming out of Disney. Again, they are creatively bankrupt. They don't know what they're doing. They're just rehashing and remaking shit for modern audiences, and it's getting really annoying and frustrating. Why is that? Me, growing up, during my childhood, I loved watching the Disney animated movies. Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, Pinocchio, Hercules. All of them were great. There's no reason for Disney to go back, grab these IPs, change them around for modern audiences, and people are hating it. But they continue to do it because they can't come up with anything new. God forbid they try to come up with anything new for their audiences. What they really want to do is provide more woke content for the children to try to groom them and think it's okay to have all the LGBTQ entertainment in their or all the LGBTQ content in their entertainment. And it's really annoying and frustrating to see that happening. Over here on Variety, Disney's live action Hercules will be more experimental and inspired by TikTok, says producer Joe Russo. In this week's cover story for Variety, filmmakers Joe and Anthony Russo are clear that their direction to their own independent studio, AGBO, means the directors of Avengers Endgame don't expect to make another movie with Marvel Studios anytime soon. We won't be ready to do anything with Marvel until the end of the decade, Joe Russo says. The Russos have, however, already returned to Marvel's parent company, Disney. Through AGBO, they're producing a live-action adaptation of Disney's 1997 animated feature Hercules with Guy Ritchie, who helmed the 2019 live-action remake of Aladdin, set to direct. I am not a fan of the live-action remakes. Like I mentioned earlier, you guys have really good movies, really good animated movies from the past. All you have to do is show that to your children nowadays, and they're going to be happy and entertained. By you rehashing and making it all live action, it doesn't work. Not all movies can be rehashed into live action because the way the animation works, when you turn it into live action, it does not work. Have we seen a lot of good praise from these live action remakes? Sure. But one of the ones that stands out, I never saw it, but the comments that were going around at the time for the Lion King live action, all of the lions and the animals were expressionless. Like they were flat face, no expressions on their face. And when you see the animated version, they're laughing, they're smiling, they're shocked, they're upset, like they have facial expressions going on, so you feel for that. Was it a pretty movie? Sure, CGI and the graphics will do that. But when you try to convert, like I mentioned, an animated movie into live action, it's not always going to work because you see those pinpoints there, like that one in particular, where you just make all the animals expressionless, just like talking normal like this and not showing any sort of movement and expression, it's not going to translate well to live action. Sorry, that's just me. We have an amazing relationship with them that we've built over a decade, says Joe Russo. I think we have a point of view on how they can stretch the limits of their IP moving forward rather than playing IP management. Okay? Whereas many of Disney's recent live action remakes have been faulted for sticking too closely to the source material, what's wrong with that? If again, these live action remakes, number one, in my opinion, should not be happening. The animated classics go they go through generations and they still live up to their name. There's no reason to be doing any of these live actions. They don't translate well. They don't translate well. We saw Pinocchio. Everyone hated Pinocchio. No one is wanting to see the Little Mermaid action live action coming up. And people are going to hate the Hercules live action. Why? Russo says Hercules will be a little bit more experimental in tone, a little bit more experimental in execution. Why? All you're really saying here, in my personal opinion, you want to make it for modern day audiences. And people are going to reject that. Hercules was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid, along with a whole bunch of other Disney movies. Like my top all-time favorite movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas. If they dare mess with that movie, you will be hearing from me, Disney, because that is a classic that should not be touched. It continues to go on through generations. People love it of all ages. You mess with it, you're going to have a lot of fans going after you, a lot of backlash. So I think they're excited to see what we can all bring to it in a way that isn't just a reinterpretation of the animated film. Don't touch the animated film. Leave it alone. It stands to this day. They're all great. Ritchie is currently working on his own pass of the screenplay from David Callahan from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, another flop from Marvel. Guy is perfect for it because he has penchant for experimentation, Russo says. Uh-huh. The original Hercules, directed by the Little Mermaid filmmakers John Musker and Ron Clements, reimagines the legend of the Greek demigod as a story of a rising celebrity who becomes famous due to his acts of heroism. As was the case for all of Disney's animated films in the 1990s, it's also a musical, largely sung by a quintet of black women serving as a Greek chorus. Russo says the live-action Hercules will also be a musical and share the original's unconventional approach. There are questions about how you translate it as a musical, Russo says. Audiences today have been trained by TikTok, right? Ugh. This is just like a stab to my heart here, like hypothetically, because it's like TikTok is so poisonous for our youth. In case you did not know, I can't remember if I've mentioned this in other videos. We all know China controls TikTok. They control the algorithms on TikTok. So what the children in China see is way different than what the children here in the US see. The children and teenagers in China that are on TikTok are seeing video clips of like science, math, reading, like things that can help them learn and expand their mind and just make them smarter kids. TikTok here in the US is full of videos of mentally ill people saying that they're transgender or they're a million genders, which we only have two, male and female. That's it. But they are programming US TikTok to make our children dumb. It's poisonous. I mean, you had the whole Tide Pod incident, like kids eating Tide Pods, which is stupid. Recently, it's people cooking chicken with NyQuil. People, please get off of TikTok. That's all I'm saying. Like, I used to have TikTok a long time ago, and I'm like, no, I can't. It's a hellhole, and I refuse to get on TikTok anymore. What is their expectation of what that musical looks like and feels like? That can be a lot of fun and help us push the boundaries a little bit on how you execute a modern musical. No. So basically, by making Hercules inspired by TikTok, what do I feel like is going to happen? We're going to see Tide Pod incidents happening in this movie. We're going to see mentally ill people running around and switching up their genders and pretending they're like some kind of furry or an animal or something like that. And all the crazy stupidness, for lack of a better term, that we see on TikTok from these young ones. So this is going to be crap. No one is going to want to watch this movie. Everyone is going to like throw backlash onto this. And what's Disney going to say when we throw backlash to this? You're all racist and you're some kind of phobe against Hercules and it being inspired by TikTok. No, Disney, what we don't want to see is you butchering our beloved IPs from the past because you are so creatively bankrupt that you can't come up with anything new that might actually attract audiences to watch your content. All you care about is injecting your LGBTQ agenda into all of the entertainment for children, grooming them, thinking that this is okay. It is not okay. Nobody wants these live action remakes anymore. We want something new. We want something entertaining. Get out of your ass, Disney. I'm just going to say it like that. And try, all I'm saying, try to come up with something new. You might be surprised. Audiences might actually love it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Thank you so much for visiting my little corner of the internet. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it out there, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and ring the notification bell so you are notified of my next upload. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!